Rick Steele here with another betting tips video for you. And this week we're going to turn our attentions to handicapping the March Madness tournament. And in conjunction with this, I'll talk a little bit about how you can potentially win your bracket and pool, at least putting you in a position to cash in that area as well. So we'll touch on those topics in one brief moment. I want to start off with saying that there's two special times of the year in sports betting, especially. One of them is obviously the fall, with NFL kicking off and everything getting going. And the other window happens to be right now where we're headed, and that's the spring. Why? Because obviously we have March Madness, the tournament, very exciting, excellent betting opportunities. We got NHL and NBA. The regular seasons are heading and winding down, so the playoff races are underway, and that will then lead us into obviously the playoffs themselves. And believe it or not, obviously the doorknobs of baseball have figured it out. We got a targeted start date of Thursday, April the 7th. So we have to look forward to playing ball and first pitches taking place very shortly. We do have bets in spring training. I do tweet those out. They're not official bets simply because it's all based on starting lineups and the lines move really quickly. So when I solidify my own bet, I will tweet that out as we head into opening day, which is exciting in itself. So if you'd like to find out my official bets day in, day out, all year long, you know the routine. You simply have to go to the homepage of my website, pshltd.com. You click on the Today's Picks button. That will take you to the picks that I update on a regular daily basis. No BS, no signups. They're always free, no tiers, no levels. We break it down by sport, update our records on a daily basis. So also broken down by sport, you will also receive total transparency. All that I ever ask for in return, in supporting the website, keeping the picks free, and obviously spending the time and money in producing these videos. If you find them of value, I would appreciate if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. And in addition, the banners of which the sports books that I personally deal with, if you need to open up some more accounts and fund those, you can do so by clicking on from my website. So that's that part. What I'd also encourage you to do is follow me across social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. My handle is @RickSteele99. This is going to give you all the latest sports betting news in a timely fashion. It's also going to allow you to be mobile and never miss a bet. And what I mean by that, especially on Twitter, right beside the follow button, you're going to see a bell. Hit the bell, that will turn on the notifications. Each and every time throughout the day, I update the site with new picks. You will get a notification to your phone letting you know that I've done so, and then you can simply go to the website and pick up the new picks. If you have any questions whereby I can be of help to you within this environment, by all means shoot me as well. Any questions, leave any comments that you want here on my YouTube channel or also across social media, and I'll get back to you with a response relatively quickly. So again, I do remind you and thank you in advance for your help and support. Please, before leaving this video, click on the subscribe button. Really appreciate it. Now let's jump in and talk about March Madness. Obviously, filling out a bracket is much different than handicapping individual games of the tournament. We'll touch on that as well in a moment. But again, remember, just like the Super Bowl, although these are multiple games, it's okay to pass on games that don't have value just because it's March Madness and all the games are exciting and go down to the end and all the drama that plays out on TV doesn't mean you have to bet the game if there is no value. If you want action on a game for entertainment purposes, I always use the term pizza money. It's okay to have a little bit of fun and put that money on. I don't personally do that myself. There's enough action that takes place that I don't need to put anything as far as pizza money is concerned. But have fun, watch the game. What I personally do if I don't have money on the game, I do watch it. I scout it for future betting opportunities. So as we head into March Madness and the selections and the brackets are set on Sunday evening, I want you to forget about the conference tournaments that are now underway. March Madness is a different animal. There's no carryover of momentum for teams that performed well in those tournaments. In fact, some coaches could care less about those conference tournaments. Focus on getting ready and on the teams and handicapping for the big dance. March Madness games are held on neutral courts, right? Or are they? So look for teams that are playing close to home, where their fans can easily get back and view the games and attend. Also look for teams that have players from the general area where that neutral court is. There's going to be a little juice flowing for those players, especially in those particular games. Free throw shooting is what wins and covers spreads. So look for teams that have a decided advantage in free throw shooting percentage. In all sports, as we know, defense wins championships. So look for underdogs who play great defense going up against flashy offensive teams. The offense is what attracts the public money. The defense is what's going to put money in your pocket. Teams that were overvalued or undervalued heading into the tournament tend to stay that way. So don't get caught up in all the hype about seedings. I could care less about seedings. We are sports bettors. Our concern is the spreads themselves. The public bets March Madness usually and often after having never bet or even followed the college basketball season. So the public is going to gravitate towards favorites, big name schools, and overs. You need to be a contrarian, look on the opposite side. That's where the value is going to be. Every year I'm asked for advice regarding filling out brackets and pools, so that's what we're going to attack to close off this video. So let's get the most obvious statement out of the way first. When filling out your bracket, the most important thing is to pick the eventual champion. Start at the end of your bracket and work backwards. Most pools are weighted to the Elite Eight and beyond. If you're focused so much on the early games and not enough of your team survives to the Elite Eight, you have no chance of winning where the majority of the points are earned. We always hear about the smaller schools from weak conferences in the early rounds that are the Cinderellas that records and record some major upsets and get lots of publicity for it. But keep in mind, the reality is, as you fill out your bracket from the back end, 86% of the last 25 years, the champions have become from a number 1 or a number 2 seed. So the bigger your pool, the more chances you need to take in order to differentiate yourself from the pack. The smaller the pool, the more conservative you can be and let your opponents make the mistakes for themselves. So let the madness begin, and let's also look forward to opening day of the MLB season, not too far off, on Thursday, March the 7th. May all the winners be yours, and enjoy the upcoming tournament.